So it feels like it's been a while. I'm letting my steak rest, and I decided to go with a Bordeaux. So this is Chateau Moulin Haut La Roque and 2002. I'm pretty sure I have a Chateau La Roque in here. Front socks, this is right bank. It's probably a Merlot heavy wine. I don't know the exact. Oh, there it is. 65% Merlot, 20 Cab Franc, 10 Cab Sauv, 5 Malbec. Malbec, very rare to see in Bordeaux. This is a 2002, maybe that's why. Much older, so this is a wine with a fair bit of age. And I've been decanting it for a bit, say over an hour. And something I've been realizing in some Bordeaux is there's a level of Brettanomyces that I'm sensing on the aroma sometimes. Not really getting it here. I'm not even really getting massive tertiary. This looks far younger than it's telling me on the label. So it's tawny-ish on the rim, but overall darker than expected. It does smell like Bordeaux. Wouldn't smell, it smells like old Bordeaux, but there's a sweet basil, sweet tobacco, cedar. The fruits are going from ripe to a little dry, if I had to guess. So the blackberry, the cassis is sort of starting to dry up, but it still has a level of freshness, which is surprising in such an old wine, old Bordeaux. I expected to get more leather and saddle leather aroma, but it's not there. It might be on the palate. Something else in there. Some kind of herb. I don't know what I paid for this, but that's really good. Some tannin, but it's really smoothed out, but absolutely it's that Bordeaux level of tannin. It's a little bit more stringent and dry. It may be silky. That Napa's tannins, I feel like, get silkier, very silky over time. These do get softer, but there's still a little bit of a grit to the European tannin, your French Bordeaux tannin. Long length, really great wine. Showing really, really well for 20 years. Some pomegranate. A little bit of that leather, but definitely the tobacco. So those things that typically will be characteristics of older Bordeaux are absolutely here. This is going to go good with the steak, without a doubt. This is a great wine. Really good. I wonder what I paid for it. I'll probably take a look once I check it in and grab my aroma wheel. See if I wanted to mess with it, but you know, oh, pomegranate is on here, but I do get some pomegranate there. But I don't want to go too much on this flavor wheel. I'm just going with like first impression. And that's gonna do, say, 4.5 out of 5 type of rating of a wine. This is just excellent. I would never guess this is 20 years at best. Let's see. Yeah, the tannins are very soft. So I probably would guess, I'd guess 10 on almost every aspect minus the 10. And the tannins definitely have more of a 15-year taste to them, or over 15 years, where they're that soft and not astringent and not really mouth puckering. They really blend really well into the wine. Good stuff, great stuff. I feel like there's another taste I can't put my finger on. It's all right. I am going to enjoy my steak with this wine. If I have anything else to update on with this wine, I will certainly do so. I am on the market for some weekday whites. I've been going through whites. Something about whites lately. These aged whites. I just ordered some more from Obsidian, mostly Chardonnay. I was just watching a video the other day, and of the aged whites, I'm really a big fan of Chardonnay and Chenin Blanc grapes. Riesling's absolutely up there as well, but I think I still prefer Chardonnay and Chenin Blancs with a fair bit of age, 10 plus years. I don't know that I've had any whites beyond 10 years old. Maybe 12, maybe 13. I don't know. So, but when I've been drinking some whites, they've been going down. I've been enjoying them even this time of year when it's rather chilly. So, had a lot of Cabernets the last weekend, and they were all fantastic. I should probably talk about some of the ones I had. I Plumpjack, a $170 cab that I never had before, was absolutely fantastic. Very, 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 very young. And then there was stylistically Mountain Fruit, Keenan, I think it's Spring Mountain, very rustic. I think it was way too young to really get a good feel for it. $100 wine there. Then I got a Chateau Contenac Brown 2018. That blind, I would never be able to tell it was Bordeaux. It just didn't have those characteristics of Bordeaux. It mixed in with all those cabs from California. Very, very difficult to pick it out. I couldn't have picked it out. I don't think it would have been a guess. There was nothing screaming Bordeaux about it, which was surprising to me. Maybe the 2018 vintage out of Bordeaux has a ripeness to it that's resembling the ripeness out of Napa. I don't know, and lacks a little of that rusticity. Maybe Contenac Brown's going with very modern techniques. I don't know. Love aged wine. Love aged Bordeaux. I love aged Napa cabs. As far as reds go, also, love aged Nebbiolo. Although I like the tannin in Nebbiolo and Barolo Barbaresco, some other areas, and I don't want my Nebbiolo to be too soft. But when it comes to some of the cabs, I don't mind there being a 10-year age there. I have a few that I have a 2009 Chateau Pontet Canet that I'm going to wait another 3 years to open when I turn a pivotal age, and that was a 100-point wine. I love Pontet Canet. I believe they're one of the great chateaus in the left bank. They're fifth growth, and they're always well priced. Of course, they're not cheap, but compared to the first growths, which are minimum 600-700, and this is 100-ish, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the vintage. But I've been a big fan of Pontet Canet for a long time. I have a bunch of the 16s I'm just sitting on. I'll sit on them till 2026 at minimum. Maybe open one then and see how it's doing. But those wines can go for so long. So long. All right. I'm going to go enjoy my steak. See what the rest of the week brings. What are the videos I may or may not be doing. I do want to talk about some of the top 100. I was just looking through Wine Spectator's top 100 and highlighted some wines that I thought had either I've tried or I thought I would recommend or were interesting or the style or something. Probably do a longish-ish video on that at some point. I have bottles that I've kept around the house, and I was thinking of just highlighting the bottles and why I kept them, if I even remember the reason I kept them, and just go over some of those just as a nice little memoir to those bottles. I also have a whole bunch of bottles here that hang out in my bar. I could go over those as well. I probably will. Again, just as a reminder as to why I kept some and why they sit here as a reminder. A certain grape varietal that just came to mind today was the Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. The Montepulciano grape out of the Abruzzo region of Italy is sort of a bigger styled red wine that is very affordable. There's one called Ilico that's like sub $15, or maybe it's $15. It's fantastic, and its big brother Pialuni is $60, but it's amazing. I mean, it really is amazing. I really like Montepulciano d'Abruzzos. I think those are fantastic wines out of Italy. and can, I think, hit a spot for people that are like Napa Cab drinkers. Like when someone likes a big Napa Cab, I might bring them a Malbec, a ripe Malbec. Montepulciano d'Abruzzo is another one. Maybe an Amarone from Italy also. Maybe sometimes there's too much of a raisiny thing, but Amarones have changed so much that I don't know if that translates well. But in the future, I'm gonna bring a bunch of wines that I think are good Cabernet, Napa Cabernet, or California Cabernet alternatives to a group of people and see what they think of them. So with that, have a good night and time for dinner.